How's it going, everyone? What up? What up? It's a Sunday afternoon, the day before Memorial Day. I'm gonna go to a friend's house later on. She's having a barbecue for Memorial Day, so I'm excited.
Nice. Get some good barbecue.
Yeah, right. So, how you doing, John?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me on, Lola.
Oh, definitely. I've been so excited about this new campaign you got going.
I appreciate that. The response has been great. I appreciate the community. Everybody, people are awesome.
Right?
You know, I was
So,
uh,
how's
I
it been
was I
going?
was grooving to your intro music.
I know it's Sinatra. He does an awesome job. I love him. Dude does an
Fantastic.
amazing job with those intros. Um, yeah. So I'm glad to have you back on. I had you on for Black Tiger Hidden Dragon, which I got and was absolutely amazed by.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, this is an extension of the same universe. So thank you so much for supporting Black Tiger. Actually, I have one of my Black Tiger shirts on right now.
Oh,
I'll
hold
let
on.
you.
There we go. Ah,
This is the one with
yeah.
the dragon in the mall.
Yes, I remember those. Those were awesome.
Because you got to have a dragon in a mall. I mean, why not?
Of course. Where else do dragons go?
That's why I say be careful when you go to the mall. You're gonna run into a dragon. You're gonna run into a zombie. Something. Just be careful.
So, I thought we would do a little bit of Johnny Depp talk too while you're here. I'd like to
Do
get
it.
your take on that. I always have really good talks with you, John.
Oh, I appreciate that.
So it's always good to have your insight. Oh, we got a chat going over here too.
What's going on in the chat?
Wolvo, number one. What's up, Wolvo?
Wolverine, let's go.
The voices JTJ999. Hello. Astrid Verberg. I would like to know how some people come up with their screen names.
There's a story. We just don't know what it is, but there's
I
definitely
make up
there's
my
definitely a
own
story to that.
stories. I make up my own stories to them in my head.
And well, the worst part when you do that is sometimes you hear the real story and you're like, you know what, the story in my head was better. But hey, all good. Just saying.
Real funky, what's up, lady?
Sweet.
Leonard Love. How's it going, bud?
There you go.
Pale
Pale
Rider.
Rider.
Hey, Pale Rider. I'm over here promoting. I'm promoting my boy John.
Let's go. Pale Rider.
Summarize 19. How's it going? John, you're in the chat.
Hey, you know me. I'm like savoir faire. I'm everywhere.
Wait, Doug has a guest that's roboting? And no, it wouldn't be because I'm on data. I'm not on the Wi-Fi, so ain't nothing to do with me. Ain't my fault. What's up, Gelth? Johnny Cage, how's it going?
Johnny Cage.
No, that does not mean there will be 4 furry streams. No, do not put that out in the universe. Stop that.
You know, Johnny gets a year older, and then he starts letting you know what he wants to see.
I know, right?
He wants a repeat.
He wants furry streams.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing one furry stream. It's coming. I promise.
Yeah, you did kind of that one you got to do.
Yeah, I have to do 1. I'm not doing 4. That's insane.
He just wants you to have like a furry motif. So like one of your shows is just in like furry mode.
Pale Rider, no, we shutting this down. No, not 4.
I like it. It's not even just 4 furry streams. It's 4 different suits.
Right. That's what right. They're like, you got to go buy 4 different furry suits and do 4 different furry streams. Forget all that. It's too high. It's summertime in Tennessee. Ain't nobody want to do that. What's up, Teresa Veladez? How's it going, lady? Isolated, pixelated. Hi, friend. All right. I think I got everybody in the chat. So what's with the new campaign, John? Is this a new Magna?
New Magna. So this is volume 2. So for those of you that got volume 1, this completes the story arc. And it's a 2-in-1 campaign. So also a completely new property, which is The Posse, which is also all three. Each graphic novel is 76 pages. So you can get any combination of the three, just one or whatever. But just really trying to expand the Beyond Time universe. And quite honestly, you know, because someone asked me, well, why didn't you do 2 separate campaigns? I'm like, because it's a lot. It's just a lot. And the production is already done on all the books. So, you know, we'll give it a go. If this works out well, I'll probably do another double campaign next go around. And if not, then I'll pivot. I'll figure it out.
Right on, man. I got the first Magna. This is the third?
This is the second.
Second one. Okay, I got the first one, and I got Magna, and I had something else that you had did that I got.
So you probably got Magna, and you probably got Black Tiger.
I do have those two, but I had another book that came with Magna. Maybe it was a different cover.
You probably got 2 different covers.
Yeah.
Yeah. You probably got 2 different covers. So for each graphic novel, there's 3 cover options. So for those folks that are big fans of like first printings, we're gonna sell out of our volume 1 first prints. So we have that as like if you really want a first print, go in through one of those tiers, grab a first printing, and then you can add other books on. But otherwise, you know, you can go in through the feature tier if you don't mind grabbing the second printing of the first volume, and then you can pick your cover that you want for the second volume of Magna, and you can pick the cover that you want for the first volume of The Posse.
Now, what's The Posse? I know it's a new IP for you.
Yeah, so this is a story. So kind of in the grand scheme of Beyond Time, you have Black Tiger taking place on kind of the western seaboard. So on the eastern seaboard, concurrently, this is my version of New York. It's called the Decapolis, but instead of 5 boroughs, there's 10. You have two gang members, rival gang members, Devin Willis and Ulysses Sanchez, and they are in a privatized prison. And in the prison, there's actually experimentation going on you know inmates that have life sentences, or you know, so they end up inadvertently leading a jailbreak, and releasing all of these different metahumans back into the Decapolis. Now, when you think about the boroughs of the Decapolis, think like of a crime family, a magi that runs each of the boroughs. So with the metahumans, you know, flooding into the city, it totally upsets the, I guess you kind of call it the crime hierarchy of the Decapolis. So what ends up happening is these 2 guys, along with some other folks, ergo the Posse, they get together and they decide that they have to put their own differences aside, and they've got to save their city. Well, while I'm saying that, I might as well show some of the art from.
Yeah, show us the art.
So let's do some of that. So there's 3 cover options. The first 2 are by Valerio Giangiordano, and I love these covers. I mean, this is very much, you know, this one has the fugitive feel. You know, these guys are you know, breaking out of prison.
Right.
Got the orange jumpsuits. The second one is one of my favorites as well. These characters, their name is kind of right on the nose. They're the Dinos, and this cover was actually inspired by an NWA cover. There was an NWA cover, like album cover, where it was from the perspective of them kind of looking down on someone who obviously they had beaten down. So this cover is a very kind of claustrophobic, the dinos are surrounding you, kind of looking down on you cover. And they are metahuman street level thugs. They're kind of like your thugs for hire.
Right.
And then the last cover was actually a complete ode to Boys in the Hood. So if you see the Boys in the Hood poster, where Cuba Gooding Jr. is, that's where my protagonist is in the middle. Where Ice Cube was off to the side, there's another.
I can see that. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So that was just absolutely an ode to that cover, because you know, when kind of asked about this property, I said, if I had to call it an amalgamation of anything, and you know, Lola, just from the things that I write, I love taking, you know, different types of stories and kind of mixing them, you know, into one kind of fun
You
adventure.
like to see what you can mesh together.
Well, you know, this is the thing. You know, comics are different than any other media in that,
Right.
you know, if you're writing comics like you're writing a TV show or you're writing a movie, it's going to be boring, you know, because, you know, if you're that's why there's so many talking heads in comics today, because people are, you know, thinking about budgeting and things of that nature. But in a comic, your budget is your page rate, whatever you're paying
Right.
your page rate, and whether you have your artist do a bunch of talking heads or you take people on an adventure through a city or across the galaxy, it's all the same. You know, so comics just, you know, as a medium is probably the most flexible medium there is, you know, other than maybe just, you know, just writing prose in and of itself. And, you know, your ability to literally go anywhere is unfettered. You know, it's not like, oh, well, this book was less expensive to make than Magna because Magna, you know, takes you, you know, it's a period piece and it, you know, takes you to all these mythological places. No, you know, it's page rate. So with this story here, you get to see a little bit of the breakout, and I wanted folks to see the quality of the artwork. The artwork is excellent, and the production is 100% complete. So you get to get a little bit of a feel and a flavor for what's going on in the story. You get a feel for the dinos. This is what they do.
Let me ask you, John. You said it's
Mhm.
complete. So does that mean that it'll be ready to go to print as soon as you're done with this campaign?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So that's kind of been my strategy from jump is, you know, it's one less element of risk that people have to worry about. You know, am I going to get the book? You're going to get the book.
Oh, you're
The
definitely
book,
gonna get the book. John delivers, man. Like, I've gotten everything that he's put out so far, and I haven't had any issues with any of it.
and I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And he's professional. John's a professional.
Don't worry. I'm a
I
professional.
I do see a few comments here I need to address.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where'd it go? Wobo, he wants to know. Nope, not that one. It's on up. He had a question for you. He wanted to know which book to read. The Fury, like I got Fury on the brain.
You got you know what? I went on. Oh, I forgot whose show I went on. I don't know if it was Alexander Traps when he called it Legacy of Furry. I'm
always afraid I'm going to say Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Right. Right. You're gonna have who was that? Wasn't Universal? Yeah, somebody coming after me. But yeah, so if Wolvo was asking about Black Tiger, the first story arc is Legacy of Fury. That's 172 pages. And then and that's a complete story arc. And then the second story arc is Hidden Dragon, is Black Tiger Hidden Dragon. So that's an 80 page graphic novel, and that's the first half of that story arc. In our next campaign, we'll give you the second half of that story. And there's only 3 pages left that still need to be penciled and inked for that. So we'll be ready by the time this campaign is done. We'll have that book in the can as well. And show you a little bit of what our boys, the dinos, do. This is what they do. That's what they do. You see Ulysses Sanchez here as he, I think we lost our girl. As Ulysses Sanchez, as he is escaped prison and is rummaging through his mama's fridge when he has some folks that are looking for him. So this is a story for those of you that do have Black Tiger. This is where you'll start to see some of the cross-pollination in the universe. You'll start to see where you'll see some references. You'll see some names. So if you're paying attention in Hidden Dragon, you'll see some names, and it really has to do with kind of the origin of metahumans in the universe. But with that said, I wanted to make sure that I'm writing the books in a way that if you only get the posse, you're not missing out in such a way that you feel like, man, I've got to get Black Tiger. I never want to press people into getting another book. I hope people want to get the other book, but you can read Black Tiger in and of itself, or you can read The Posse in and of itself, or you can read Magna in and of itself. Let me see if I can hop here and see what is crack-a-lacking in the chat. Yeah, I know Lola is she disappeared for a minute. And it looks like I did too. See. Can you guys hear me? Because I know you can't see me, right? Can you guys hear me? Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. Yo yo yo. Anybody? You can see and hear me. We hear you. Okay. Well then, I'll keep it rolling. For some reason, I can't see what is on what's on the screen for you guys. So I'll keep it rolling. If you can see, then I will roll up to Magna, the Last Pantheon, so you guys can check that out. And this is a story that this is the second volume, so it completes the Last Pantheon story arc. This is a story. It's following Kadi Skogsholm, who's a young woman who, in the prior volume, finds out that she's adopted, and she knows she's already extraordinary. So it takes her on a path of self-discovery. Now, like I said, this is kind of a period piece. So this is set in 1942. So in the U.S., there's the blooming presence of World War II, and in Europe, it's World War II is a dark reality. She ends up traveling to Finland, and you see, for those of you that are history buffs, you see some of what's going on in Finland and with Russia, and then being just kind of not just a history buff, but I'm a lover of mythology, and I love to mash these things up in comic books. You get to see her as she goes on a journey. She finds herself amidst a hodgepodge of deities from different pantheons that are clung together for just for survival. And she then finds herself in the midst of their struggle. And as you learn more about her, you see how it ties to the struggle that they're in the midst of. And then you learn who the ultimate antagonist is. Some really fun twists and turns in this story. Really had a fun opportunity to take a lot of different mythos and, make one make one universe where you have all of these different, mythologies that are all coexisting. And it's been I think it's a really fun story. And also, one of the things that I love about the story is the artwork. It's amazing. Marcio Abreu is the penciler for it's equivalent of 6 issues. So each of the graphic novels is 3 issues, and he just does a phenomenal job with the characterizations all the way across the board. So, being able to make a character like Magna, who is a strong character, but still wanted to be female, he was able to pull these things off perfectly. And I knew he had the ability to, because I'd seen his work previously He did a run of Red Sonja for Dynamite. That was Dynamite. So I knew he had the ability to do it, and we were able to work that out, and that's been just a phenomenal kind of working relationship. Oh, and you know what? I neglected to show you the 3 different cover options. So there are 3 different cover options that I love. You can't go wrong with any of these cover options. And the first one is Magna. It's Kadi. She's fighting with ISIS. I started off by looking at some kind of African wrestling, and then I was just like, we're just going to go old school. We're just going new school.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
I was in panic mode. Like, I haven't had any issues with this phone all day, and all of a sudden it just drops on me.
Well, you're back. I'm glad you're back. Well, the thing was, I guess I didn't realize that people could still, because when I would look, I couldn't see anything. So I was like, I don't think people can hear me or see me. They're like, dude, we can see you there picking your nose. So I'm just flapping my gums. And I was just showing people now Magna and Volume 2 and the 3 different cover options. So we have the ISIS versus Magna cover option. This is kind of, Magna's crew, Magna and her crew. So this is the Magna and the Last Pantheon cover. I love that one a lot. And then this one, where you get to see the ultimate antagonist, Samyaza, and you get to really see the mystery that's unfolded in the story. So we're showing folks the artwork. The pencils by Marcio Abreu are amazing. Omi Remolante Jr. did the majority of the colors, and also Vinicius Townsend, who did a phenomenal job. And
are you using the same team that you previously used?
Yes.
Okay.
So one of my objectives is just trying to build that chemistry on the project. So with this project, even with Black Tiger, I've been able to retain, for the most part, the same teams. And the thing that I like about that, I mean, for all of us that love comics, we always see when a new team comes on, they kind of get their legs, and then they really kind of get ownership of the property and the way that they want to represent it. And I think the same thing happens even here in indie comics. So being able to have some continuity to the look and to the feel, but then also the artists just continuing to step up their game. So
right on, man.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. So for those of you that didn't get Volume 1, like I was saying, there are 3 cover options but they're in limited supply. So you'll see on the side where there are options for, it says, limited number. That's the best way if you want to make sure you get a first printing, to grab a first printing of one of these 3. This is a great cover. I know that for those of you that like the Wolfman, Dogman, this is a great cover by Elizabeth Torque. And this is another cover by Elizabeth Torque that was a little bit of a kind of an homage to the Alex Ross splash of Wonder Woman that he did in one of the kind of king-size books that they put out, that he did the artwork for Wonder Woman. And then this one is my Behold the Pantheon. So this is her and encountering the Pantheon. And you can kind of see all these different members looking down, thumbing their nose down at her. And you can have some fun if you haven't read the book, looking at the different Pantheon members and trying to figure out who is who amongst these different Pantheons. It's a good quiz of your Pantheon knowledge. And
let me ask you. I just saw your delivery, your expected delivery date there.
Yes.
Is October? But you'll probably start sooner than that, won't you?
The only reason I have it out that long is because people have been experiencing supply chain issues.
Oh yeah, I saw that with Rainy.
I mean, for us, the production is already done. So literally, and I already have the files together for print. So once the campaign closes and I know what the numbers look like, then we're going to go right to print. So my hope is to deliver way ahead of when people expect. So, it's better than the opposite.
A true professional here, y'all.
I try. But I'll tell you, though, plans get thwarted all the time, Lola.
Right? Hey, life happens when you're making plans.
Yeah.
That's how you know God has a sense of humor.
Exactly. It's like, hey, oh, that's what you think was. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, you think that's gonna go? Nah, no.
That's real cute. So I tried to bake in a little bit of cushion for myself. So
Right on. That's
we'll
smart.
see. We'll see how that works. But it'll still be a pre-holidays book. So if you
Looks like we got some new people that showed up in the chat. Have you said hi to them?
I have not. I've been let me see. Oh, Pops is here.
At Pop, I saw Pops. I saw Wise Guys.
Hey, what's up, Wise Guys?
Lovely Sherry.
Hola, Sherry.
Isolated Pixelated. I love that name. I just like saying it. Isolated Pixelated. Dean. I don't remember if I said hi to Dean or not. Romer. What's up, Romer?
Yep.
What about? What's up? What about? And Hicksville villain. Hicks villain. That's awesome.
That's a good name.
Sorry, I like saying hi to everybody that comes in.
That's a good thing to do. And so
wow, that looks really good.
Yeah, so this is from Volume 1. So you guys can get caught up on Volume 1 and then grab Volume 2 as well, and you'll have a lot of comic book there.
Oh yeah,
each graphic
that was
novel
a
is
big book.
76 pages. Yeah, so you'll get 76 pages in this graphic novel, 76 pages in Volume 2.
But John, I have a really important question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Are there furries in this one?
Well, okay. This is what I got for you. This is what I got for you, right there.
Oh Lord, no, John, no.
Now there is a story, and for those of you that know your Greek mythology, this is definitely a different take on a character that you're probably well familiar with, and you probably didn't really wear the Nemean lion like this, but in this story, this is how it works. So for better or for worse, I took creative license. Telling you. And then so we went through the posse. For those of you that are would be interested in this story, and it's a lot of fun. It's more of a go ahead.
I have one more really important question, John.
Yes, ma'am.
Which character would Johnny Depp play?
Okay, here we go. So Johnny Depp could play I think a couple of different characters in this universe. So if Johnny Depp were to play in Magna, I think his best role would be Loki.
There you go.
I think you do a phenomenal job. And if Johnny Depp were to play in The Posse, his best, I think the best character that for him to play would be for him to play the Raptor. I think he would do a great job with the Raptor, because the thing is, these four characters, like, they're at their best when they're doing what they do, which is wreck shop. But when they're not wrecking shop, they are, they're hilarious. And Johnny Depp is definitely the guy that would have kind of the range to make that funny.
Who would you get to play the other guys?
Oh my goodness. Probably because you need folks that have a range.
Right.
Maybe somebody like a what was his name? Man, I was forgetting the name of this one black actor, and it's not Terry Crews, but he's buffed up, but he's like always playing, like he's always kind of clowning around a little bit. And I feel bad because I can't remember his name.
What was he in?
He was in classics like the Last of the Friday movies.
Was he the bad guy that was like chasing him?
So he was the guy. Okay, I got a character. Okay, for those of you that remember the character Nasty Nate, he was Nasty Nate. I'm going to look him up right now because now I need to know. Let me see.
He's gonna eat at us until we find out who is this guy.
Who is this guy?
Pell Rider.
Pell Rider, have any idea?
He's not right. They're not right. They're still pushing for the 4 furry suits and everything.
Oh, it is Terry Crews. It is Terry Crews.
Excuse me.
So if you see him, you'll recognize him. Let me see what I can say that he's been in.
I thought you were talking about the guy they called Tiny in Friday.
No, unfortunately, that guy passed away.
I know.
Yeah.
But he always looks so mean.
Passed away. You know, he would have been perfect. Debo would have been perfect. But you know, in terms of I think those would be a couple of great characters because Johnny Depp just has great range, you know, and you like look what he did in Pirates. He basically took like a dynamic character and made him the star of the series.
Right.
You know, because it was really supposed to be about Orlando Bloom's character.
Right.
You know, but they're like, we're gonna go with Jack Sparrow. So, you know, Johnny Depp is the one actor that like my wife was like, well, he's, she's like, I love you. She's like, but that's the guy. So I was like, okay, it's good to know that. I said he's a great actor. I said, but I'm gonna have to handle him if he comes around.
Have you been watching all the stuff that's going on with him?
I've been watching via you and your hubby.
Yeah, you can't tune into our Twitter or YouTubes and not see something about it.
Well, the good thing is at least you guys kind of consolidate it, So I'm like, okay, this is not cool. This is crazy.
Well, I mean, I've always been very open about equality for both genders, both sides, right? And I believe that men can just as much be victims as women. So, and I really believe that he was a victim in that situation.
Well, it's true, and abuse is something that happens. Unfortunately, it can happen, across the board. It can happen to anyone, and at least I know at least in like African American culture, all that stuff, it stays swept under the rug, Oh
yeah.
I've had some conversations with my uncle and, found out situations where, where he was abused and, you just realize that like a lot of stuff happens and, and then when he told and my grandma, she was awesome. But when he told my grandma, like nobody believed him.
Yeah, because we're trained as society to believe that it doesn't happen to men, right? That it's men that are the perpetrators and women are always the victims. But that's not true. How many stories have I heard on this channel alone from different men about their crazy exes?
Yeah,
so, I mean, we even have a saying, don't stick your D in crazy. So, like, facts. I mean, what does that tell you? That tells you that women are just as much abusers as men can be.
Because you know what this is? It's a human condition.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, ultimately, what we're always facing at the end of the day is always the human condition. And, sometimes we'll look at a particular thing, whatever it is we want to call it, a particular ism, and then we just say like, hey, look what men do to women. Look what white folks do to black folks. Look at what this does to that. But the reality of the matter is there's just wicked people.
Right.
And there's just people with wicked hearts.
Amen, brother.
And that isn't something, you have to deal with that. But it's almost when you compartmentalize things like that, like the way that people like to do it, you don't actually ever get down to the root of anything.
No, it all goes in a circle and it continues the cycle.
And honestly, to me, that's the big challenge.
But
it's like
if everyone went and bought Magna and The Posse, we might have more love in the world.
Hey, you know what? You're not lying. You're not lying. Let's spread the love and get the Posse and Magna out there.
Yes.
While Lola and I, we figure out how to fix the world right here.
One comic book at a time.
One comic book at a time.
Well, 2 in this case.
And actually, if you haven't backed Volume 1, it's actually 3, because you can get Volume 1 of Magna, Volume 2 of Magna, and then Volume 1 of the Posse. Just saying.
And what's your price on that?
So that is it's 76 pages, and it is $55. It's $25. So that's $35
for all 3
with shipping. No, that's
okay. So, I was like, wait a minute.
No, I wish I could do that. So for all 3, it's $70.
I was like, you really trying to undercut the rest of us creators?
Well, it's like, I know I'm already not making money, but it's like I can't like put myself in that much of a hole.
I don't know anyone that can. But I mean, $70 is great. You get all 3.
That's right.
For $70, I mean, you can't beat that.
And it's it's a lot of reading. For those of you that are mathematicians, 76 times 3, go get it.
And you are shipping worldwide, so that's pretty awesome.
That's right. And and admittedly, the books that are going out of the US, the shipping is expensive, but that is just a function of what's happening in the world. So I understand. That's why we have a digital option. For those, I love to have books in my hand, but if you got to go digital, you got to go digital.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Pell Rider right now. He says you can stick your D in crazy. You just can't repeat it.
That's
Hit the
not
crazy
the problem.
And quit the crazy.
That's not the problem, Pell Rider. The Pell Rider is crazy. Don't quit you.
Exactly.
That's the problem. You quit the crazy, but the crazy don't quit you. You better use the name Pale Rider. Don't give any indication of
don't give any deeds that are actually your deeds.
No true identity.
Still your neighbors.
Exactly. So did your mama name me? Yep, my mama named me Pale. My last name is Rider.
He thinks he's Tonto.
Exactly. So that's it.
We love you, Pale Rider. You keep the laughs coming, brother.
Oh, he's awesome. So with that said, there is a digital option.
Ooh, digital.
So because each graphic novel is the equivalent of 3 issues. So on the Beyond Time Comics website, you'll be able to read on the reader there. You'll be able to read the issues. So you'll have, for $10, 3 issues. That's pretty standard pricing, especially for digital.
It's good. It's a good price, man.
Yeah. So I mean, I figure that's a good price. And then we've got the reverse.
I see booty.
Oh, you know what? It's because it's apropos to the story.
Oh, it is, huh?
Yes, you have to have booty because it's part of the story. And I know you of all people would appreciate that.
Of course. I'm the talking ass of comic skates, so why wouldn't I?
Exactly. So I if anybody will appreciate the booty, it's you. So I mean, we've got the back. I've got your back. We've got the back here on the books because it's important, and it's an important part.
I like the fact that she looks like a strong woman, but she still looks like a woman.
There's this weird phenomenon that's been going on in the mainstream books where, it's almost like this weird kind of shame thing where like they don't want the, women to look like women. I don't get it. But no, this is a woman. She is female, and you will not mistake that by looking at any of the women in this.
I like it.
As it
Have you
should.
played the trailer?
Okay. So I am a complete noob with running these things because
Hey, John, I just completely got ditched out of my own stream for like 10 minutes of this interview that we've been doing. So
yeah.
If you don't boomer on YouTube, are you really doing YouTube?
Right.
I mean, seriously.
This is true. Now here's what's going to happen if I play that. If I play this, there is a 80% chance there will be no sound because I don't know what I'm doing. And I know in the sound, you got to have the sound for the trailer. You got to have it.
Try it and see, and then if there's no sound, stop sharing it and then share again.
Okay.
And it'll have a little box at the bottom when it comes up and it asks you what you want to share that says share audio with.
Okay. So here we go.
You can do it, John. Let us know in the chat if you can hear the sound. No audio. Okay, so no sound. So stop sharing.
All right, my bad.
No, you're good. This is how you learn, right? You learn by people telling you how to do it, right?
There you go.
Okay, so when you share again, there should be like a little box at the very bottom left corner that says share audio.
Okay. And
you just check that.
Look for the share audio checkbox in the next window. Okay. Okay.
While you're doing that, I'm going to say hi to Ollie. What's up, Ollie? Hola.
All right, so I think we may have it.
Kripke? I know how to say hi in German, but it slips my mind at the moment.
Okay.
Guten Tag.
Got it. Okay, now I just got to get this bad boy to share. We'll be good to go.
Have a good one, Pale Rider. Don't get too hammered.
Later, Pale Rider. Okay.
Hello.
All right, take two.
We can do it.
We can do it. I can do it.
I believe in you, John.
In the I guess kind of in the background, are you able to see where I have shared the screen? Okay.
Got it. There we go.
Awesome sauce. All right.
Can you make it full screen too?
We're gonna try this one more again.
Beyond Time travelers, you are in for a real treat with our first ever 3-in-1 campaign. We are making our biggest offering yet, featuring 3 graphic novels, 2 story arcs, all in one Beyond Time universe. Get ready for Volume 2 of Magna, The Last Pantheon. We had a successful campaign for Volume 1, and we don't want to leave you hanging. This campaign will offer both Magna, The Last Pantheon, Volumes 1 and 2, so that those who have just discovered the adventures of Magna can get caught up. There are more deep mysteries that will be uncovered as Kari Skogsholm discovers more of her past and reaches her final stand against supernatural forces bent on humanity's destruction. But wait, there's more. We are also introducing our Beyond Time supporters to The Posse. This is the first time we are releasing the 76-page graphic novel of The Posse Fugitives Volume 1. It is the first installation of 2 gang members, Devin Willis and Ulysses Sanchez, and their need to put aside rival affiliations in order to save their city from the chaos following a full-scale jailbreak, releasing the deadliest of metahuman convicts. All of this happening in one amazing Beyond Time universe. All production is 100% complete as we continue our mission to bring you the very best in comic book entertainment. Join us for boundless imagination.
There we go.
That was
Yes,
awesome.
indeed. Yes, indeed.
Is
So it looks like we did have sound.
the voice on that, is that your beautiful lady?
That's my wife.
Yeah. I saw she's your editor, and I was like, she's so beautiful.
She's the brains of the operation. You know?
Wolverine says he needs you to declare this is Magna country before the end of the stream. Oh my goodness.
Love that.
And yes, we were all able to hear that time. So you did it.
So you got it.
Way to go, John. You shared
I'll
all
never forget my first time, Lola.
None of us do. None of us do.
No, exactly. So I appreciate that. So here we got some reversible beanies.
So we got merch with this as well. Yay.
Thanks to Shay.
You know how I love my merch.
Well, you know what? I'm somebody that knows good merch when I see it, but I can't put good merch together. So like I was like, but then Shay came along and she's just like, young Padawan, let me show you. And then she came up with all these amazing ideas. So
she's awesome, isn't she?
She's I mean, phenomenal.
Anyone in here, y'all should check out Red Valkyrie's channel. They are amazing and doing amazing stuff over there. She does cosplays and she's so helpful in this community. Absolutely love Shay and Sai over there and what they're doing.
Yes. Yeah. And I'll tell you, even as we kind of, going through this campaign, I wanted to make sure I was really just, intentional on just enjoying the process, because there's so many good people in the community.
Right.
So just having fun, just having a blast. I mean, people like yourself, I mean, you're so awesome. I mean, you don't have to do this. You don't have to, you don't have to, have me on and have people, bring new eyeballs to the project, but people do it because we all love comics, and that's kind of the foundation, and everyone wants to, at least for the most part, people want to go about this the right way. People want to have fun,
I'm going to tell you a little secret, John. It's just between me and you.
All right, tell me.
So I do this so I can find out what all the new projects are, and I can get them when I like them.
See? Them's the smarts right there. Them's the smarts.
Because I'm a customer, first and foremost. I am a customer, so...
Well, the thing is, like, even for those of us that make books, we're customers too.
Yeah.
It's like, because
because we love comics. We love
comics.
The medium.
And I probably, before really becoming a part of this community, I'd gone through really a couple of years where I wasn't really buying books. I was going to the shop and I'm just like, this doesn't move me. This really, this doesn't move me.
Right.
And we're talking about, I grew up on, all these different properties. Some, like, back in the day when I was a comic book guy, like, you were supposed to be either a Marvel or a DC guy, but I was, I picked up Marvel books, I picked up DC books, all the Marvel guys called DC Dumb Comics, but I was just like, I love Batman, I love Wonder Woman, I love Spidey. Love the Avengers was the first book that I think it was like 182. I think that may have been the number, with a giant Crusher Creel holding Miss Marvel, like King Kong. And that was the first book that I read. And I declared to my mom that I am a comic book collector. I had joined the elite at that point. My mom was like, yeah, you just finish your greens. Just finish your greens.
Mamas don't get it, but this mama gets it, because I started reading comics when I was 18 when I met my husband, and like he would take me to the comic shop for dates. Those were our dates.
There you go.
I would go in and I would find the indie comic section. I didn't care about the Marvels and the DCs and all that. Like I knew about Batman and Superman,
Yeah.
but I never sat and read them in comic form.
Right.
But I found like a section of indie comics, and some of them were really just bizarre and twisted, and it just resonated with me. I was like, I like this,
Because there's literally a comic for anything and everything.
And everyone.
And everyone, exactly. I remember even back in the day, because like Wolvo was saying that like he and I are the only people that say savoir faire. It just shows that we're of a different age group than some of you. But back in the day, I mean, even like DC, they had a book I love. It was All Out War. It's crazy. It was a war book.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't tied into any of the superhero stuff, but it's like there were different books, and they actually had a good collection of horror properties at the time. So you realize that like the I guess the diversity in comics kind of always been there. Kind of with this whole new renaissance with the indie books, we're seeing that again. You look out there, it's like, you see everything. You see horror books, you see historical books.
You see horror books for all ages.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true.
But I mean, there's really is something for everyone in the comics medium. So that's what makes it so amazing. And it brings so many amazing people together, Yeah. Like you have the people who like are, the X-Men fans and, Spider-Man fans and they all come together and they talk about it and they discuss what they're enjoying and what they're not enjoying. And you get into the indie sphere and, these same people are finding stuff over in the indie sphere that resonates on those same levels.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
The quality level of books. And I felt like, I don't know, it was over maybe a little over a year ago. I mean, the books I think have been kind of good from jump, but like, man, I think it was the year before all these books started coming out and I was like, everybody's upping their game. Everybody is, it was no longer, oh, this is just, this is indie books, we're striving to be as good as, I mean, these books surpass what there's nothing lacking. The big two don't have anything on this. King Kong and the big two don't have nothing on this.
And I think we make a bigger statement when, we support indie creators and we say we don't want what they're pushing in the mainstream. Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, we have to vote with our dollars. And that's why, hey, first and foremost, thank you, Hicks Villain. Appreciate your backing. At the end of the day, we make change by voting with our dollars.
Exactly.
People can say whatever they want to say. Then all of a sudden it's funny, the quote unquote narrative. It's like, okay, well, now you're a bigot because you're not buying this book. No, I'm not buying that because it sucks. That's why,
right?
That's why I'm not buying that.
You're not allowed to say you don't like something anymore.
Yeah.
Because the moment you say you don't like something, then you're all of a sudden whatever istophobe they want to come up with.
But the thing that makes me mad about that is like, I mean, I'm an old school fanboy. So I mean, I'm going back to the cons back when basically you just had like artists, fanboys, people working booths and booth babes, and that was it. None of this other stuff was there. And one thing about fanboys is fanboys were always almost to a fault, honest and critical about stuff. And then all of a sudden, we've developed this culture, and it's not just in comics, but it's a worldwide culture, or at least a U.S. culture, of being so soft, of having no ability to take any kind of critique, of taking everything personal when somebody says something. It doesn't change what people think. Now people just don't say what they think, because that still sucks. But now nobody says it sucks.
Now we just have to find a new way to say it sucks.
Yeah.
with whatever pronouns or whatever that they want us to use them with. It's so funny that you say that, though, because me and my husband were having that conversation yesterday, and the world has just become so soft and so, to me, it's whiny.
It is.
Like,
and you know, also having kids, so
yes.
I mean, you know,
people are
so worried about the psyches of their kids, you know. So like
right.
I've been coaching my son's basketball for a number of years, and it's like they get to the point now where they give like trophies just for showing up.
Right.
They give participation trophies. You know, we played, my son's team played in a tournament, and we were leaving. We had actually lost the championship game by 1 point, and then they brought, like, they were bringing us the second place medals on our way out. You know, so then, like, you know, one of the team members was like, oh, and I was like, listen, I don't know how to say this to you other than to say it. There is no second place medal. There's no second. You don't get a pat on. You know, I was like, you guys played your best. You did your best. These are life lessons. Sometimes you do your best and it doesn't work out the way you want it to do.
Right.
And you got to live with it. You don't get a medal for that.
Well, I mean, what are we teaching kids basically when we do that? We're telling them that everything is on an even playing field, right? Like everybody wins. Everybody's, you know, you're not teaching them how to handle failure. You're not teaching them how to deal with that, you know, sometimes you don't win.
Yeah.
Sometimes somebody else they're gonna be stronger or better, or they're gonna be a faster runner, or you know, you're not teaching the kids it doesn't teach them how to handle when they aren't number one.
And it translates into everything else in the world.
Yes.
You know, it's like, hey, you want to go out there, you want to get this job. Well, guess what? You're going to compete for that job. You know, so if you got it, that means somebody else didn't, and vice versa.
This right here. Children should be allowed to be children so they can become adults and make their own choices. That's very true. I do believe that children should be allowed to be children. Yeah. And I believe that we shouldn't push, like, you know, ideas into them that they aren't ready for. They're just not cognitively ready for.
Yeah. I completely concur with that. And I think part of being a child is being in a safe environment where you can, quote unquote, fail.
Yes.
I don't even call these things failures because, you know, people call it failure. I think parents get more worked up about it than anything. Kids don't really care if they win or lose these games. The parents are the ones that care.
They just want to go out there and play and, you know, hit a ball and run around some bases.
Run around, play, but you have to learn how to be gracious in victory. You have to learn how to be gracious in defeat. You have to learn how to deal with these things. You know?
Yeah.
You have to learn how to deal with conflict.
I agree with that.
You know, it's crazy because, you know, these schools are so worried about, okay, well, you know, we have an absolute, you know, zero tolerance policy for X, Y, and Z. You know, growing up, some of my best friends were people that I had fights with. Because when you're young, you don't know how to deal with things, so you start figuring it out. But you have to have adults come alongside you. Hey, you know what? This isn't the way that you're going to deal with your problems. But just by trying to scare people into you know, you have people that just don't, they get stunted. They don't grow. You know, the only way you grow is through interaction.
That's the best way to put that.
Sometimes interaction is ugly. You know, sometimes the interaction is ugly. Then you say, okay, well, you know, you got to be in a safe environment. Like, these are kids. You know, they may be playing kickball and one kid gets mad at another kid, you know, throws the ball at him, hits him in the head. You know what? You got to bring those kids in, and you have to come alongside them. You don't just kick that kid out of the school. You don't just kick him out of the school and send him to another school.
Exactly.
You know, because now he's marked as a problem kid. And he may have some things that are going on at home. He may have some issues, but it's like, what are we going to do as a community to come alongside that person?
Takes a village, man. Takes a village.
Because those are the kids that do become scary when they get older.
That's true.
You better catch them while they're a kid. You know, because you don't want to have a 16-year-old in your house that you're afraid of. And I know
exactly. You should never be afraid of your kid anyway. You know, you should never be afraid of your kid. Like, that should never be an issue there.
Yeah.
I had some new people show up in the chat. I'm gonna say hi to real quick.
Yeah.
My Beavers unit. What's up, girl? She's awesome. Love you, lady.
Just a phenomenal name.
Right? She's hilarious. She cracks me up.
I mean, I like, if my mic weren't expensive, I'd just drop it. That's just a phenomenal name.
Hola, Mega.
Mega Arts.
Jamie Renee. What's up, girl? Dark Gift. What's up, Dark Gift? Dude, I saw what was going on yesterday. That is insanity.
I know, man. What is going on? That is crazy. You know?
Weirdos and whack jobs. All of them probably got participation trophies.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You should, you know. Yeah, don't even let me go here, Lola. I do not want to get you.
No, you're good. You're good, man. Holy hand grenades. Hey, that's an awesome name.
Sweet. Holy hand grenades, Batman.
I think I got everybody that came in.
I'm looking. I think you got the majority of the folks, right? I think maybe you got everyone.
But I'm so happy you came and talked to me about the new Magna. I love the first one. The first one was great. It was beautiful. The artwork was beautiful. It was well put together, well thought out. Like, it was a good story. I really enjoyed it. And then I got Black Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I told you, I keep on it, like, in my head, I keep on to say the Crouching Tiger.
Hidden Dragon.
It's not crouching, it's Black Tiger. So Black Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and that one was phenomenal as well. So
I appreciate that.
When you hit me up, it was like, hey, can I come talk about my book? I was like, oh, yes, you have to come talk about your book.
Which I thoroughly appreciate.
Like, you can't get away with not coming to talk to me about your book. Come on.
You know, I wouldn't have had it any other way. You know, I was like, hopefully Lola's available.
Oh, good stuff. What's up, good stuff? Happy anniversary.
What's up, good stuff?
Him and Mrs. G are celebrating 26 years.
Rock on.
Right?
That's
what
awesome.
I'm saying.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now, I'm curious, John. I know you're a married man. How long have you been married?
17 years as of yesterday.
Congratulations, man. We hit 16 next month. So
hey.
Let me ask you, when you said your vows,
yes,
did you understand that it meant that you two belong to each other until death do you part?
I did.
See, I did too. I was 19 when I got married. And yeah. Miss Amber Heard apparently doesn't understand that because she keeps bringing up that as part of the whole abuse allegations and stuff that you know, he said that until death do us part and just crazy stuff. It's like, how do you not understand that's part of the vows that you spoke?
Because the challenge is, you know, if you go into a relationship as a human being, you know, as somebody that actually is, you know, not in it just for yourself, but for the other person, you understand that. But if everything is a transaction to you, if everything is just, because I mean, come on, man. It's like, you know, that's instant cred, marrying Johnny Depp, instant cred. You know what I mean? That's just, you know, career boosting, all this other stuff.
Right.
You know, so it's like, if your objective is something other than what the institution of marriage is for, then you are going to be disappointed because marriage takes a lot out of both. It requires a lot out of both participants.
Exactly.
It requires sacrifice from both.
All
and if you're somebody that does not sacrifice,
all relationships, whether it's a marriage, it's like a dating relationship or a friendship or even parent-kid relationships take work. And it can't just be solely centered around you. You know what I mean?
And that's the challenge, you know. And it's like if you're that narcissistic, that, you know, it's just 100% about you. It's, you know, if the other person requires anything of you, that you're up in arms, that you're angry, you know what? Just don't get married.
Yeah, don't do it. Just go stay to yourself in your Instagram.
Yeah, don't do it. You know, so it's like, You know, I have a lot of just sympathy for, you know, these folks that are already rich and famous and trying to find somebody that actually loves them. I don't know.
Well, what's sad about that whole situation is I think he really did care about her. He really did love her, and she just used him. She was just about trying to use him for that ATM.
Yeah, and I'm sure the dude kept toilet paper in the bathroom. I mean, there was no need for all that.
Right? You know, who does that?
You
know, that's nasty.
I mean, because the thing is, like that's like subhuman. I mean, it's like there are those things that you hear that people do, and you're just like, okay, that you could be mad, but no, you know. What did Milo say?
Huh?
I won't do that. I won't do that.
Yeah. Right?
You know?
No, I've never.
For love. I won't do that.
That's just nasty. You don't do that to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just it's dehumanizing. You know, when you do something like that. So
well, that just shows that she didn't respect him and she didn't fear him.
No.
There was no fear in that. You don't.
Let me tell you.
If you're afraid of someone, you ain't gonna do something like that.
Seriously. I mean, absolutely. Because if you feared somebody and you did that, you just wouldn't do that because you're like, this is coming back to me in a really bad way.
Right. Like, no. I don't believe that for a minute.
Yeah. That's shameful. You know,
but what did I do? ATM, Lola, I'm shocked at you. What did I do, Anthony? What did I do? Because I said ATM?
Nah, but I guess what Dark Gift is saying is like, you know, that's the exception. Every rule has an exception.
I guess.
So, you know.
Oof.
That's a lot right there, Dark Gift.
Hey, Kripke, I'm going to say that in 18 years, you're going to get a book that's going to be Mommy Dearest 2.0. That's what you're going to have. Because nobody's going to do anything about the child. Nobody's going to, you know. And with that kind of personality, it'll be damaging probably, I would say.
You already know the writing is on the wall, unfortunately, for that child, unless someone
intervenes.
Phenomenally, yeah, exactly. Unless there's some phenomenal intervention that occurs, you look at it and it's like you're like that's not even fair. You know, you're just like she's just that child is in bad shape.
I get what you're talking about, Dark Gift.
Did you get it, Lola?
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Especially when we're talking about Amber Turd, you know.
He's not talking about the automated teller machine.
No. That's what I was talking about.
No.
She saw it as an open wallet is what she saw. But anyway, people should open their wallets for Magna and for the Posse because it was awesome. And I know that John delivers a great product. He delivers on time. And you won't be disappointed. I know people will not be disappointed when they get these books.
And I appreciate that. I mean, I appreciate the endorsement. I just appreciate the opportunity to be able to come on here and just kind of show people, you know, what we got going on. If you're a first print kind of person for the volume 1, you should back through one of these, you know, 3 first print options for volume 1 because there's only a limited number of the first prints left. Those are the prints from the last campaign. And then after that, folks will get the second printings. So if you're not particular about it, then go ahead and get the feature tier where you can get all 3 volumes. Otherwise, you can go in through one of these and then you can kind of do it a la carte style.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for coming on, John, and talking with me and hanging out with me. And I am fixing to go get ready to go to this barbecue that my friend is doing.
Get your barbecue on, girl. Get your barbecue on.
I know. Get my BBQ on, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna head out here, but I love you, chat. I love everyone here. Like, you are awesome, amazing people doing awesome, amazing things, and I just want to keep seeing y'all grow.
And you're awesome. Thank you for having me on. And hey, I keep you and your family, your husband in prayers. I know you guys are getting attacked, which is crazy. You know, I mean, it's like,
we're used to it by now. I mean, it's been 5 years between Commie Skate, the Vic Mignogna stuff, now this. Like, these people can't do anything.
Yeah, but it's
all
fascism.
they can do is twiddle their thumbs on their Twitter and, maybe dial a police department.
Yeah, it's like.
But I've talked to the police department, just so people know. I have talked to the police department, and they're fully aware of the crazy. So.
Yeah, because that is unacceptable.
Right on, man. All right. Bye, everybody. Y'all have a great, wonderful Memorial Day. Be safe. If you're drinking, do not drive. Anything else?
Eat some barbecue.
There you go.
Enjoy the weekend and say thank you to your servicemen and women.
Yes, definitely, because that's what it's all about. Remember those people. They are the heroes.
And for Wolverine, you know what? This is Magna country.